Fuel your career with Citgo. Join L companies.
Excuse me. And what's that?
I'm trying to traveling Do you guys know what it is?
No. The NSA is not permitted to track or collect intelligence about U.S. persons.
And yet you do. You track.
We absolutely do not.
You absolutely do. You collect all the metadata on all U.S. companies.
Actually, we do not collect it. If you look carefully at the law, you'll see that we get that data under law. Right? We have legal authority through the FISA court to collect certain data that aids foreign intelligence.
Right.
Do your research before you come and heckle me.
The FISA court approved 99.8% of all applications.
The FISA court is someone that we have to work with very closely. If there is something that does not fall within the law, we don't approach them with it. Because we know the law and we stay within it.
Actually, a congressional panel determined that your metadata collection program is illegal and unconstitutional. That was the U.S. Congress, not like some
can you cite something for that?
Yeah, it was the privacy and what was it called? The special
and
panel.
Did they put it in law? Did they have an official congressional finding for it?
No, well, it wasn't an official congressional finding. It was a legal opinion by a special panel convened to assess the legality.
And how did Congress vote on the relevant law?
Well, that's a different question, but the legal experts do clearly have clearly determined that it is illegal.
No, they have not clearly determined.
Yes, thousands of legal experts in the United States and internationally have signed petitions, have written letters, have contacted Congress and the Senate. The ACA has a lawsuit against it.
You do not know what you're talking about.
You guys are like kind of.
So would you
I am not a lawyer, but I've been to our internal classes. I understand the legal basis under which we operate. We work very closely with the Justice Department, and we are operating within the law.
So why is it legal to collect information on every American citizen?
You do not understand what that collection is about, and if you don't leave soon, I'm going to call the university security to get you out of my face. I am here to recruit, not to argue legal basis with someone who's uninformed about the law.
And I would argue that legally and morally you have absolutely no right to.
And you're done also.
You're not grabbing my phone.
I'm not touching your phone.
You just did
it. Take it off.
You just touched my phone. Double talk, double think.
So we have him assaulting us.
Yeah, trying to take.
Do you think that's good?
No, it's not good.
I mean, do you think we're done here, or should we stick around and keep at it?
I think we should see what he does next.
So why did you choose to come and heckle a government agency
asked questions.
Just honestly trying to recruit at your university?
I'm just asking you questions. I wasn't intending to start a fight with you. I wasn't intending to insult you.
We never touched you.
Your approach to making the yeah, you can stop filming. Did you get permission from our public affairs office?
No, this is a public place. You have no reasonable expectation of privacy in a public place, and you know that.
Thank you for being generous. Is this the way that you want to disrupt a career fair at your university? Your fellow students are here to get jobs.
I don't want them to get jobs with you. I don't agree with their...
You're happy
emails,
to be in the United States and enjoy the security that is given to you here. And yet, get these guys out of here.
I have a serious problem with the criminal organization in Kenya. It's not a political issue, it's a legal issue. The NSA commits crimes on an ongoing daily basis according to their code.
Science major, and we just try to bring computers onto campus. Okay?
Right, I understand that, but I think it's grossly inappropriate for you to allow a criminal organization.
I think
UNM students deserve better.
It's kind of up to the students and for us to make that decision, but you know, it's all about learning about facts and everything else, and everybody else has an opinion about it. And I think it's important to express your opinion, but that's not what this venue is all about today.
So where is the free speech?
There is free speech, but in this...
It's not here?
No, there is free speech, but there's certain appropriate times when you come in, you express things, and I think you can set things up in an appropriate way. It'd just be like if I had an issue with you, I wouldn't do it in public. I would go and talk to somebody in private. I should say, this is what I have an issue with. Well, that's just my way of actually approaching things, and I think sometimes that's just more important and more adult way.
I understand what you're saying, but this is when here we don't normally have access.
You can always contact offices, and they do have marketing reps, they do have people that they do talk to. And I think you can actually discuss it.
And they've consistently refused to comment to the public.
Right, but you have to remember that most
they've lied before Congress.
Are employees, and they're not actually part of the administration. A lot of times it would be like going to me as an advisor and saying, you know what, at UNM, I really knew what's going on at UNM, and so I want to talk to you about it, and I want to complain to you about it, as opposed to actually going to the people who really, in many ways, are more appropriate to actually speak to.
So then, speaking of appropriateness and complaints and stuff, we'd like to file a complaint. This man here actually assaulted my friend.
Well, I think what you can do is the best way to do it. See, I'm not part of the security part here at UNM, right. So the best thing to do is to call UNM security and everybody.
Okay, so
because they're the ones that came to.
Can you put us in touch with? Do you want to do that?
Sure. I don't. In all honesty, I don't have their number. What I think you should do is you should sit up and so you can talk to me. Yeah, you can definitely talk to me. But like I said, I think it's more appropriate to kind of take it to the top of the people who can actually make it do it, as opposed to really doing it with the people who are just kind of in a sense at the same level that you are as a student. It would be like going up to you and saying, you know what, all the teachers here are really bad. I want to really complain to you about what's going on.
Right, but the difference is that these guys are actually committing crimes. Everyone that works for the NSA is committing crimes against.
They're complicit.
That's kind of a way to.
And again, it would be like if somebody in the administration here at UNM was doing something that you thought was a criminal activity. Does not mean that everybody at the lower level is doing the same thing.
Right, but
and without knowing exactly 100% what's going on. Again, it's kind of like that debating thing. You know, when you're debating someone, you find out the angles from both ends, and you make sure that the facts are happening, that you know exactly what's going on.
We can't.
On both ends. And I think that's when you actually make it more appropriate. And people who can actually address that kind of stuff, I think, becomes really important. So I just, like I said, I just think there's a better venue to actually go ahead and express that. And with the people who you can really discuss this with and who have the authority to discuss it with you. Because again, it would be like me. I can't speak for the university, and I won't speak for the university. Even if I may not agree with everything that the university does. But at the same time, I think that's what happens. So I think you just have to be careful about how you're handling it.
Yeah. Well, now the thing is, we do have an additional issue because he assaulted.
Well, like I said, when security gets here, I think that's an appropriate venue to do that, and that's the way that you should handle it.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, well, we'll wait for security.
Okay, that's no problem.
Thank you, guys.